Okay, hand washing is something simple that you should do every day, but many people don't. And those who are doing it don't do it properly. In this presentation, I'm going to teach you why do we do it, what motivates us to wash our hands, when to do it, and how to do it. The reason that we wash our hands is because of infectious diseases. Infectious diseases are spread easily through touch. Some examples of infectious diseases that are spread are Salmonella, E. coli, norovirus. These all cause diarrheal diseases. Some respiratory infections that are caused are adenovirus, hand, foot, and mouth disease. Did you know that a single gram of human feces contains 1 trillion germs, only the weight of a paperclip? Gross, right? These germs are passed easily through contaminated objects when you touch your eyes, your nose, and your mouth, when you're eating or preparing food and drinks. They can even multiply in your food and drinks if left out for long periods of time. By removing these germs, it helps prevent diarrhea, respiratory infections, skin infections, and even eye infections. So the reason we want to wash our hands is to prevent the spread of disease. Not only should you do it, you should teach your community about it. Teaching your community about it reduces diarrhea, old diseases by 31%. Washing your hands also prevents diarrheal diseases in people with weakened immune system by 58%. It also prevents illnesses like colds and reduces those by 21%. Not only does it help your community, but it helps children around the world. 2.2 million children under the age of 5 die every year from diarrheal diseases and pneumonia. By washing your hands, you protect 1 out of 3 from getting diarrhea and 1 out of 6 from respiratory infection. Okay, now that we've talked about why do we wash our hands on all the gross germs, let's talk about when to wash our hands. What activities should we do them before? We should do it before preparing food, eating food, caring for someone who is sick, and treating a cut or wound. We should also do it after certain activities like using the toilet, changing diapers, blowing your nose or sneezing or coughing, touching animals, their food, or their waste, even including your pets and their treats. And last but not least, touching garbage. So what if you can't wash your hands? What do you do? Luckily today we have hand sanitizer. You must make sure that it has 60% alcohol or more. It doesn't remove all germs, but it definitely helps. Alright, now that we've discovered when to wash our hands, let's talk about how to properly wash our hands. The first step is to wet our hands. Wet your hands with running water. It must be clean. Don't forget that the temperature doesn't really matter. The CDC says that as long as it's running and clean, it will do the job. Your next step is to get the soap and lather your hands. Rub them together vigorously. The next step is to scrub your hands. You must make sure to do it for 20 seconds. 20 seconds is a little bit of a difficult time to keep track of. So, a good tip is to hum the Happy Birthday song from beginning to end twice. This will get you your 20 seconds. Next, you need to rinse your hands. Again, make sure it's clean and running water. Last step is to dry your hands with a clean towel or to air dry them. In conclusion, why do we wash our hands? We wash them to prevent the spread of disease. There are many yucky diseases that can make people very sick, and we want to prevent this as much as possible. Washing your hands does a very good job of this. How? With the proper hand washing technique. Remember, wet, lather, scrub, rinse, and dry. And finally, when? When in doubt, wash your hands.